everybody, this is Robert here, back with another video. This time I want to do a tutorial on a piece of software that I call Musescore, that is called Musescore. And it's basically just sheet music using MIDI. It's a piece of computer software, and then yes, it's free. To download it, just go right here to the musescore.org. And you can click free download, and yes, it is completely free, very easy to use. It's professional, and you can also input via MIDI keyboard, but I've never actually been able to get that to work, the MIDI part, so I just do it manually. If you can hook up a MIDI keyboard and it be able to transfer what you were playing onto the software, that would be great. That's great. But I'm going to show you how I do it. So let's go. So just opening this up, you'll get an Untitled, and this is kind of this is a song a piece that I've already done. Let me create a new score, and this is kind of what shows up. The title, something like that. You know, just put the title, the composer, and then you can choose your instruments, or you can choose a template like a choral template, voice and piano, even a string quartet, wind quartet, all kinds of things, even a brass quartet, or even a guitar tablature. And they got all kinds of things like band, percussion, even a full-on orchestra. For this one, I'm going to pick a saxophone quartet, and you pick the key signature that you want. And note that you're going to need your music theory skills here. So basically the default is in the key of C, major or A minor, and hovering over each one will kind of let you know what key you're in, but you're going to have to figure out what notes will fit. So I'm going to say let's do the key of B flat, which the second to the last flat is actually the key. So for something like this, the second to the last flat is C flat, so it is C flat major. And you can, so here, click next, and then you can enter the time signature, whether it's cut time, common time, 4/4 time, 6/8 time, 9/8 time, 12/8 time, or even 5/4 time. And you can decide whether you want a pickup measure or not for like the duration of the song or whatever, and then you can enter the number of measures you need. The default is 32, so. And you can remove or add measures after you create it. So click finish, and then you've got at least a way to start. So, and of course this is display in concert pitch. You can, as you can see, you can actually do it, you know, put the melody in concert pitch, and then of course when you click this off, you're actually going to hear what the actual notes are. So I guess you can be recommended to start it in concert pitch, and then it'll automatically transpose it. So here's the palettes right here. and you can change the tempo later. We'll get to that. So let's do a few measures of this thing. And it will play the note. So you click on note input, and then you start inputting notes. And let's do it eighth notes for now. And if you screw up, you can just go click the undo, and it will undo the last one. And do be careful when you're doing it manually. And for example, let me go back to this. Any note that's grayed out or red means that the instrument is not capable of going that high. But the computer software will still play the note. So let's continue. You click on the note input, and then you can start. And you can continue doing those notes. And you can go, it goes all the way up to 128th note, which is crazy fast. Let me do some 16th notes to kind of show you. And make sure when you're doing this that you kind of have like a full phrase. If every so often you stop the phrase and then end the phrase and then move on to the next phrase. And you do this for every instrument, so it's a little somewhat of a pain. But if you use a keyboard or some kind of MIDI input, then you should be able to do it a lot quicker. Now, some things you can do is put, for example, trill, staccato note, or even a fermata. And a fermata is basically just a big pause. Tempo markings, of course, and then you got a repeat measure sign, and then the sign that you go back to before going to the coda. When the coda means just ending. You got DSL coda, you've got bar lines to repeat. You got glissando, you've got arpeggio, rolling the chord for a piano. And you got dynamic markings and octave higher or octave lower, crescendo, decrescendo, ties, and things like that. Even some like bagpipe. Some for bagpipes if you need to do that. and you can change the time signature. Basically what you do is just drag it to where you want to go. Let's say here. And you can do like dynamic markings. Something like that. Okay, you can change the instrument, or you can also change the tempo on this play panel. So go to, didn't mean to do that. Go to View, and then click on Play Panel, and this will show up, and you can change the tempo, change the volume, and you can play the track. You can play a count in, count off, or you can just play with a metronome. So let me kind of show you how this would actually work. As you can just see, it does that. This is not concert pitch, by the way. Let's do it with a count in, just to see how it goes. See, it just repeated there. And you can stop it, and you can see how long the song goes. Pretty cool. And these markings here are just breath marks. So, and of course, whenever you're ready to export it, you can export it as a PDF file, as a WAV file, which is audio file. You can also do a standard MIDI file, or even MP3 file. I think you at least need the encoder for that, an encoder, which you can just get. Just Google like lame encoder or something. So let's continue with this. Let's do like a baritone would just be. We'll just do that to make it simple. you can also use the arrow keys to help you if you're like within in the ballpark of where you want. And these are just the accidentals: a double flat, a natural, a sharp, and a double sharp. And you can flip the direction. And this is just a tie, to tie something together. Okay, let's see how it sounds. And before I do that, I'm going to put a repeat. And the repeat, you just drag it and put it to where you want it. See how this goes. Cool. And here it is transposed. This is for the MIDI input, and this is telling the MIDI controller to play all repeats, and also to pan the score during playback, and which we want. And it'll do the instruments. Other things you can do is of course transpose chromatically, diatonically, by interval, and you can have a page view or a continuous view. I prefer page view, so I'll know how many pages that I can print out. You can also add like a triplet or quadruplet, a sextuplet, a septuplet, octuplet, nontuplet, and other tuplets. Also intervals, and add notes. You can also add measures, insert measures, or even append measures to the end. Text. Like lyrics. You can do like slurs and musical slurs. Crescendo, decrescendo, octave above and below. And you can also use a synthesizer. Even here. And the default is 440 Hertz, which is a concert A, above middle C. You can also reset and manage your plugins. Surprisingly, you can import PDFs and then, of course, save it to your computer. Navigator, mixer, so you can mix each instrument. Like you can add reverb to each. So and put in the comments, like comment down below on that, on if you're able to to input using MIDI from a keyboard. That's all I have for today for this tutorial. Hope you enjoyed it, and I hope I enlightened you on how to create your own music using the software. Thanks, and have a great day.